So I'm going to go through Donald Schon's view on reflective practice. So there's three main types of reflective practice, although he did actually expand on this later in his life. But the first one that you need to know about is called knowing in action. Now, knowing in action, what he means when he talks about knowing action is when you behave in a certain way based on your prior experiences. Now, the thing about this type of reflective practice is actually you don't know, it's unconscious. So it's all the knowledge you have gained from your experience with doing things. And it's also referred to as tacit knowledge. So, for example, I don't know, in fact, Schon talks about riding a bike. You know how to ride a bike. You get on the bike and you just know how to ride that bike. You don't have to sit and reflect upon it, you just do it. And that is because from past experience you have gained that knowledge and understanding of how to ride a bike. Now, with teachers, knowing in action would be when you behave a certain way within a classroom, but you don't actually think about it. So it's a behaviour that you have learned due to experience. And what is interesting, of course, is over time, the more experience you have, the more tacit knowledge you have. So the more you are behaving and reflecting in an unconscious manner because the amount of experience you have developed over time. The second, or the next type of reflective practice is reflection in action. And this is when actually you do reflect while you're doing that practice, whatever that might be that you're doing at that specific time, but you are reflecting very, very quickly. So an example may be if you're teaching within a classroom, if you're a teacher, let's say one of the children misbehaves within that class that you are teaching, you may sit and think for a moment about what you're going to do about it. So maybe, I don't know, Johnny, who's sitting next to James, misbehaving, and you're deciding whether to, I don't know, move him to another seat, or to give him warnings, or to, I don't know, tell him off, for example. But that decision about what you're going to do is called reflection in action. It's when you reflect while you are doing that particular action. The next reflective practice is reflection on action. A reflection on action is all the reflective practice that you do after the event. So let's say, for example, you've just taught a lesson, you're a teacher, you've just taught a lesson. Reflection on action is after the lesson, you sit there and you reflect upon it and you decide what you could have done better, how you could go better, what you did well, why you did well, and what you can do about it. And it becomes, the reflection on action is the part of reflective practice that becomes a cyclical process. Because what you should do, of course, is after you have taught a lesson, if you're a teacher, you reflect back on that lesson and you decide what you could do better next time, and hopefully then what you'll do is that you'll implement that for your next lesson. And of course, reflective practice isn't just for teachers, although that's my expertise. It could be, let's say, for example, you're a student, you write an essay, you submit that essay and you get feedback from your lecturer, from your professor, and then you act upon that feedback. That would be an example of reflection on action as well. So those are the three main types of reflective practice and reflection that Donald Schon talks about in his early work.